Right then, HW97, eagle eyed among you. Notice it's actually in a HW97 stock. If anyone's watched any of my other videos, you'll see I actually got this stock with a actual HW77 action 2.2. I like the stock. I was going to get the action tuned, and then a tuned 2297 came up for sale for a decent price, so I had that off the lad, and I sold the 77 action. Basically just switched the stocks and the actions over, sold the 77. So this is now a HW97. It's been cerakoted by Liquid Steel Designs. It's got obviously a Rowan cocking aid grip there, Rowan silver trigger and trigger guard, some silver stock screws, and with the Optisan CP scope, which I'm favouring at the minute. This is a fixed 10x one, and actually I think it's probably clearer and better than the variable magnification one. So yeah, I may even switch my other one of those I've got on my TX for another fixed 10x one, because I only ever use it 10x anyway, so it makes sense. I had a 97 221 years ago, sold that, and decided give it another go. Forgot how good they were really. So this is my card from today. These were just a few pellet tests, so sort of ignore the ones on this side. This one on that's the main one I was pleased with. So that's 10 shots at 30 yards. Now, the actual paper's torn quite a bit, so if I put my finger over it there, you can see really it's one sort of decent sized group. Got a 5p somewhere which I'll use for comparison. Obviously it was a slightly out zero wise, so I had another go in, tweaked it and zeroed it. I think this other one was that was some air arm Diablo field pellets in 2.2. It didn't seem to like them. And then this group over here was H&N in 2.2. Didn't really like them either, so I'll stick with the JSB RS. I seem to get on dead well with those. Right then, so here's a 5p. Obviously it easily covers that. Easy. So yeah, can't argue with that. Also had to go at some spinners as well. Obviously I'm only filming this after the event, so yeah, I could technically be lying or whatever, but I have to leave that up to you. This is a little target I've got. You just hit that and it flips up and it sticks up. Again, obviously I put the 5p next to it. You can see the size of the hole that you're aiming at. I put that at 25 yards, and I think I got that 3 out of 3, and reset it. So again, obviously I did push it back to sort of 35-40 yards, and I did have the odd miss, but I got it a few times as well at 40 yards, so you know, pretty happy with that. And then the other target I was having a go at was this little spinner set I've got. It's like a homemade jobby. Now the one normally I use for once I've zeroed, I sort of take a few shots. I put this out at my zero, and I'll aim at this one here, which is say just a little bit smaller than a 5p. And I had that at 35 yards, and I got sort of 8 or 9 out of 10, 5 out of 5 where I'd zeroed it, pushed it back a bit more. Not quite as consistent, but it's probably not the rifle, it's probably actually me. But yeah, I forgot how good these sort of 2.2 97s can be, and I think it looks really nice being in the actual 77 action. It does shoot as well as it looks. I'll flip it over, you can see the other side. Now also may notice it's a different colour to what you'd expect normally. It's actually been cerakoted, which again is something I've not had before. I quite like it, to be honest. I think it looks quite a nice colour, quite a nice finish. It's also got a you won't be able to see it, but it's also got a tune in it by the guys who did it at LSD in Blackpool, Liquid Steel Designs. And yeah, it shoots well, shoots really good. I've had a good few Springers over the time with their various tunes and kits and stuff like that, and I'd say it's as good as any of the others I've had. I wouldn't say it's better than any of the others I've had, but it's certainly on a par. Yeah, so it's that's the 2297, accurate and nice to look at, nice to use. Cheers.